Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing. Email me at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 15300OR. 15300 is the 39mm series production Royal Oak, a more durable, technically sophisticated version of the original Jumbo. It launched in 2005 and it was built through mid-2012 when it was succeeded by two watches, one in 37mm and one in 41. This watch, rose gold in 39mm, is just right. The size as Genta intended it, but with a different look and a more modern movement. Where the details count, this watch is simply more durable. You can see in profile it's 9.4mm thick and 39mm in diameter, 49mm from lug tip to lug tip, but if we include these little intermediate plots at the edge, then the distance across the wrist is a more substantial but still wearable 54.3mm. The timepiece features a leather strap, and you can see that's one of the ways it diverges from a standard Royal Oak. You have the same taper that you have on a Royal Oak bracelet, but the strap creates a nice tonal and materials contrast. Throw it on my 16cm circumference wrist. It wears better than later 41mm watches. Wearing almost a little bit more like a mid-size these days, the 15300 and 39mm is suitable for a wrist as small as 14cm circumference, and you can see with a sloped case flank and less than 10mm thick, it will slide beautifully underneath a tight sleeve or dress cuff. Taking a look at that strap, you can see it's not the hornback leather we get on the offshores. It's a medium rectangular scale alligator leather, and it's in a reddish brown. I would call it a medium reddish brown in terms of intensity and darkness. It's bolstered a little bit to give it some volume. You can see it's fixed to the case using screws and bars, which is a secure and slightly more expensive way of fixing a strap to a case rather than spring bars, but I'm happy to see AP sparing no expense here. There's a taper to the strap. You can see it features a folded edge and a monotone stitch, and then on the underside it has calf skin. This is an AP factory strap in very good condition with a matching full red gold single folding AP logo style deployant clasp, your protection against accidentally dropping the watch. The case is 39mm, but more robust than the Jumbo. The Jumbo has a press down crown with a 50-meter water resistance. This one has a screw down crown, so this truly is a surface swimmable watch. AP makes a rubber strap, and there are many aftermarket straps available if you prefer textile, so you do have strap options here if you want to take this watch swimming. You can also see that the case is created somewhat old school, as it uses a front loading arrangement, and there's a little notch where you can slide in the stem tube assembly. So you have that screw down crown. As you can see with the caliber 3120, we have both stop seconds and a quick set date. The crown is hexagonal, and then you will note that that same motif executed on the bolts that are perfectly aligned and ring the bezel. The bolts are made of white gold, and because they are bolts and not screws, you can align the slots all the way around. The case is hand finished and exquisitely so. As you can see, there are facets that run straight through the bezel, through the mid case and into the case back. We have bezel flanks that are polished and rounded, and this rounded octagon was inspired by a vintage diving helmet. That's where Gerald Genta got the idea for his 1972 Royal Oak. We have a little polished bevel that thins out at the mid-case and then expands over the lug hoods, satin finish across the lug hoods, and then longitudinal satin finish along the sides. The top of the bezel has vertical satin finish, and then we have rose gold hands, indices, and logos on the dial, and they are 18-karat, not plated. You can see that the dial is a lovely silver Grande Tapisserie. It is the larger of the hobnail dials. The Petite is used for the Jumbo, and the Mega, which is stamped, is used on the offshore. The Grand and the Petite are made on a pantograph lathe, which is a mimicry engine that takes a big template and then inscribes this little hobnail dial onto a piece of brass. It is a 19th century artisanal method of making dials, and prior to 2012, this would have been done for Audemars Piguet by Stern Frere, a Richemont company that was originally founded by the Sterns of Patek Philippe fame. After 2012, AP took the dial making in-house, but the quality from Stern Frere and AP is equal. The timepiece features a little bit of lume, and you will see the lume right now. It is a sports watch after all. Flip it to its case back, and you can see that caliber 3120. The timepiece, of course, as a mid-F series, was one of the original 15300s in the mid-2000s. The rotor winds in both directions for smoothness, so it doesn't wobble like a Valjoux 7750, and it uses ceramic rotor bearings for low maintenance and efficiency. We have the coats of arms of the Audemars Piguet family on the rotor to remind us that since 1875, Audemars Piguet is the oldest watchmaker continuously owned and run by founding family members. And then you can see that the 40-jewel movement is shock protected thanks to a full balance bridge and a bit of a batwing motif, and then a free-sprung Gyromax style balance. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and the movement has a 60-hour power reserve. It represents a handsome combination of manual finishing and machine finishing. The movement does include both. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this 39mm rose gold Audemars Piguet Royal Oak.